Are you a motherless daughter? What if we told you we have 20 years worth of truth treasures, pearls of wisdom, and diamonds of hope to help you with your mother loss? We do, and we share all things mother loss on Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, a podcast by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Give yourself some self-care and listen as we discuss grief, regret, anger, redemption, closure, and so much more.
Welcome to episode 10 of Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience. My name is Gina Ellis, your host for today's podcast, and today we will be talking about daughters of narcissistic mothers. We're going to start today by reading The Effects of Narcissism on Me, as written by Cathy, one of our volunteers. Narcissism falls across a broad spectrum. We can detect some narcissists quickly, while others take more time. One way to tell for certain, everything is all about them. All narcissistic behavior falls under the umbrella of holding others responsible for their personal behaviors and life struggles. This requires controlling others around them. Some traits that narcissists use to control are bullying and threatening, trivializing your experiences, punishing you with the silent treatment, projecting their bad behaviors onto you, mind manipulation, and other forms of lying. In other words, a narcissist is a person who stopped maturing once they reached the age of 2. Both my parents had these and other narcissistic traits too numerous to mention. Wow, how could this not have affected me? Better yet, in how many ways has this affected me? A lot. As a child, I didn't understand what was going on. This was my norm. All my needs were met, except my emotional needs. However, even at 5 years old, certain things scared me. Why did my mother threaten and yell at me as I cried? Why were my parents ganging up on me when I hadn't done anything wrong? Why did my mother give me the silent treatment for days and just glare in disapproval? Why did she make me feel guilty for things that she did? Much later in life, I found out why all these things happened. I made her feel uncomfortable, and she didn't like that. She did whatever was necessary to make herself happy with no regard for my feelings. Her feelings took precedence over those of her children. As I grew, I felt an emptiness when I was with them. Neither had a clue as to when I was sad, mad, or even happy. They gave me blank stares. And yet, when I explained how I felt, they became judgmental, critical, and arrogant.
Now we're going to take a moment and share with you something we are really excited about.
Before we finish hearing the rest of Cathy's story, we want to share information about 2 new items. During the month of August, we will launch our brand new redesigned website. You're invited to visit, explore all of our resources, and become part of our community. Secondly, on the 3rd Monday of each month, we have initiated an online support group, especially for daughters of narcissistic mothers. Here, you will find a safe place to talk with other women who have experienced what you thought no one else would understand. We meet on Zoom every 3rd Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. You can register on the Motherless Daughters Ministry Facebook page. On the left side of the page, just click Events, then click on Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers Support Group. You are welcome to join us. Now, let's get back to our podcast.
In family gatherings, the women would talk about people who weren't there. No one was ever good enough. They made themselves feel good by putting everyone else down. That was the spirit of the women in my family. This is what I learned to take me through life. Boy, have I ever struggled. I looked through the same filter for so many years and still struggle with it to this day. Falling into negativity, arrogance, and criticism comes naturally for me. Fortunately, I've learned through my relationship with God and therapy, I am not better than anyone else, and no one else is better than me. This life is not all about me and how I feel. I don't have to put others down to make myself feel better. I've always been worthy of unconditional love, even if I didn't get it from my parents and family. I have struggled throughout my life since I left my parents' home. I've had to learn just about everything on my own, the hard way. Even the simple things. My parents failed to teach me life skills. They did not prepare me to be independent. Dr. Phil's definition of parenting is preparing your child for the next stage in life and become independent. Narcissism does not allow for this to occur. Thank you, Cathy DeBella, for such a poignant and vulnerable sharing of what the effects of narcissism were on you. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back.
Before we go, let's go oyster diving for a few pearls that came out of today's episode. If you don't remember anything else from these pearls, remember that it is not your fault. No matter how hard you try to win your mother's love, it may be impossible. It is not your fault. It is her inability to love others more than herself. Narcissists are controlling. It's all about them. You must look the way they want you to look, achieve the grades they want you to get, dress the way they want you to dress, and act the way they want you to act. Out in public, the narcissistic mother acts so nice and caring, but behind the doors of your house, she was very different, yelling at you, threatening and punishing you for things you did not do. Differences are made between children within the same household. As children compare their lives to others they meet, it becomes evident that something is very wrong. The harm narcissistic mothers can do to their children can last a lifetime. It can lead to self-sabotaging apathy or an obsession to achieve expected behavior. But you don't always have to do what you have always done. As adults, it may be necessary to set boundaries so mother does not control your life. It is possible to change the responses to the behavior. Understanding narcissistic behavior is the first step to overcoming the debilitating effects of this background. Since narcissists don't change, the only thing a daughter can do to maintain a relationship is to set up her own terms and stick to it. Remember, you are not alone in this experience. It is not your fault.
If you are in need of more nurturing words, we encourage you to listen to our other episodes. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can join us next time. We don't want to miss you. We have many Motherless Daughter resources on our website at www.motherlessdaughtersministry.com. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and Facebook at Motherless Daughters Ministry, where you will find support from over 10,000 women. We hope you'll come visit us, and we look forward to joining us next time.